Going on, guys? Welcome into Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I'm Jeffrey Cooperstein. The second half of the year is officially here, and we do have some positive injury updates, it seems at least, from Mavs head coach Jason Kidd that came down yesterday, as Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, and Dereck Lively are all expected to be re-evaluated on March 6th. Now, I don't know if that means that they're going to be ready to play shortly thereafter, or if this is just when they're expecting updates on these guys, because let's be honest, these guys are evaluated every single day. So when I see the word re-evaluated, it really doesn't mean much to me. I guess with Anthony Davis, it really does, because this is the first official update from the Mavericks that we've actually gotten about Anthony Davis and that adductor strain. And, apparently Davis has avoided surgery, for now on that adductor, but that doesn't mean he won't have it in the future. I don't know if Anthony Davis is going to be back in 2 weeks when that March 6th date comes and goes. I don't know if he's going to be out for the rest of the season. So this update doesn't really provide anything other than that it feels like Anthony Davis is somewhat progressing. Now, Kidd yesterday said he's doing a lot of positive things, but he doesn't know if he avoided surgery. But on the surface, I would take it as a positive that they have set a date to reevaluate Anthony Davis, and hopefully he can make his return to the lineup. I also thought it was interesting that they lumped Daniel Gafford and Dereck Lively into this quote-unquote reevaluation date, because they both were expected to miss up until April with their respective injuries, Gafford dealing with that MCL sprain and Dereck Lively dealing with the broken foot. So I think this is good news for the Mavericks, and it seems like they're finally starting to get healthy. As far as tonight's games against the New Orleans Pelicans go, when the Mavericks start the second half of the season, PJ Washington expected to be good to go here against the Pelicans. Dwight Powell was listed as doubtful, which is an upgrade from where he was over the previous few games where he was listed as out with that hip strain. So I expect Dwight Powell to probably play on Sunday against the Golden State Warriors. Probably won't play tonight, but it feels like the Mavericks are getting a little bit healthier as the season goes on. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Is this March 6th date important? Type Y for yes or type M for no. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say down below. Like I said, I don't know if it really is or isn't. I think this is just kind of a date that the Mavericks set so people would stop asking about these injuries and where's Lively, where's Gafford, where's Anthony Davis. I think that's kind of what the Mavericks were doing to try to take pressure off of these guys and give them this date to where when March 6th comes around, then reporters will start asking, oh, what's the update on these guys? And then the Mavericks will likely say, oh, we reevaluated them. They're not quite ready to come back yet. That's kind of where I see this thing going, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments. We'll get to the rest of today's show here in just a few moments, but I do need to tell you guys about our sponsor, which of course is PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. PrizePicks has over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, making daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long with our friends over at PrizePicks. The second half of the basketball season is here, and you can get that real money action with PrizePicks in over 30 states, including California, Georgia, Florida, and Texas, where we are right now. Man, it is cold in Dallas, Texas right now. PrizePicks also put their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. And when your picks hit, you can get your money in as quick as 15 minutes. And they also offer MasterCard now for quick and easy deposits and withdrawals into your account. How do you play? It is super easy. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get that $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win to receive that bonus. It is guaranteed. Again, download the app, use code CLNS, get that $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. It is PrizePicks. Run your game. All right, let's talk about a little bit about the second half of the season for the Mavericks, obviously beginning with the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. It'll be an interesting game at the American Airlines Center. Curious to see what the Mavericks do with their rotation now with Moses Brown available for the Mavericks, who signed his 10-day contract yesterday in Dallas. So he'll be available through the beginning of March. I wonder if he gets a little bit of rotation time, or if they start Kessler Edwards at the 5 and have Washington and Edwards as the 2 big men, so to speak, for, the mainstay of the rotation. Then they supplement that with a little bit of Moses Brown, of Kyler Kelly, etc. the Mavericks have some options there as far as that goes. They can play Omax as well. Look, different teams are going to, provide different challenges for the Mavericks. Like the last time they played the Warriors, they got killed on the offensive glass. Kevon Looney went absolutely nuts on the offensive glass. And that's just going to be something that the Mavericks are going to have to deal with during this stretch because they just don't have the manpower and the rebounding ability. Now, Washington showed he could be a fantastic rebounder before he got injured. So I like that he's back in the lineup. Hopefully he can add another 10 rebounds to this team and prevent some of those offensive rebounds from occurring. But they're asking a lot of PJ Washington, a guy who's 6'7", who is mainly a 3 and a 4, to basically play the 5 almost exclusively and guard the opposing team's biggest guy, because that's where the Mavericks rotation is right now. The Mavericks also have some, not questions, but options at guard where they could run Dante Exum out there, Spencer Dinwiddie out there. I don't think Jaden Hardy is going to be run out there. I think time has kind of run its course with Hardy, and I don't think he's going to be a part of this rotation going forward. And I also feel like Dante Exum has kind of overtaken Dinwiddie, as at least it seems that way in the last couple of games before the break, that Exum has gotten those kind of minutes. I do think Dinwiddie can be an important guy for this team, especially when Kyrie is out. You're going to need another ball handler out there. But now that we're in the home stretch of the season with 26 games remaining, I'm not sure I really see the Mavericks taking nights off, especially on those back-to-backs like they would before the All-Star break. Like, I don't think Kyrie's going to be sitting any more back-to-backs if the Mavericks can help it. So I wonder if Dinwiddie's role gets limited a little bit more as the season goes on, where Kyrie's minutes start to ramp up even more. He's already shouldering such a load for this team right now offensively that putting more on his plate may be a detriment to the team, but they traded Luka, so that's kind of where it lies right now. They made their bed, so they're going to have to live in it. Look, I think Kyrie's played fantastic. It was really cool to see him in the All-Star game as well, representing the Mavericks. It'll be the first, it would have been the first time since 2018 that the Mavericks didn't have an All-Star representative when the rosters were initially announced, because Luka didn't make it. Then the Mavs make the trade for Davis. He obviously made the All-Star team. Davis then gets injured, so he couldn't play. They replace him with Kyrie. So the Mavericks do have an All-Star, and they've had one every year since 2020. Yeah, since the 2020 All-Star game, because Luka didn't make it his rookie season. So that was cool to see during the break as well. The All-Star game itself was an absolute joke. Everyone knows it. If you watch the Four Nations in the NHL, the NBA, Adam Silver, hope you were watching. You should copycat it. Make an international tournament out of the All-Star break instead of the absolute atrocity that was a 3-on-3 tournament. The dunk contest, they have NBA players who aren't even playing in it. I'm just glad that the NBA All-Star break is over and that we're actually getting back to watching some Mavericks basketball. The Mavs play tonight against the New Orleans Pelicans, like I said, and then the next two games against the Golden State Warriors and against the Los Angeles Lakers, we'll be live for on Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. That Sunday afternoon game against the Warriors is a 2:30 tip, so keep that one in mind. And then Luka Doncic against the Dallas Mavericks for the first time in his career, a 9 p.m. tip on Tuesday. I have a feeling that one's going to be a special game. I don't know if I'm going to wear a Luka jersey on the stream yet. Haven't quite decided that one, but that one will be full of emotions and full of passion and full of energy. So please be sure to tune in for both of those watch parties. And that is going to do it for today's show. Thanks so much for tuning in to this at-home edition of Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. Again, my name is Jeffrey Cooperstein. You can follow me on Twitter at Jeff_Coop27. And please be sure to hit that subscribe button for all of the latest Mavericks news and rumors. It is youtube.com/MavericksTV. We'll see you guys soon here on the channel.